Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. First off, thank you, a very big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my latest channel. I'm very close to 7,000 subs and it's all because of you, so I say a big thank you. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. After the largest options expiry in history, Bitcoin ended its fifth week of bouncing around the $9,000 price range. Bitcoin was trading around 91.80 at around 20 o'clock, 4 p.m. Eastern time, slipping almost 1% over the previous 24 hours. At around midnight on Friday, Bitcoin was changing hands around $9,300 on spot exchanges, which is Bitstamp. After putting in the Friday high of 92.91, Bitcoin failed to rally from Thursday's sell-off at 89.90 from 96.50 and continued to trade hands between 9,000 and 9,200. Those are a lot of numbers. There's that little chart right there explaining everything. Trading volume on Thursday was slightly lower than Wednesday. The two latest trading days, or largest trading days, were Coinbase spot Bitcoin volume at $126 and $124 million. For Friday, volume on Coinbase is around 84 million according to Skew. There's another little chart right there. Friday's slight drop in volume is unsurprising given its price action since early Thursday. In addition to the large Bitcoin options expiry, Thursday is statistically the most volatile weekday with the largest trading volume, according to research by cryptocurrency data firm Market Science. Friday volume and volatility generally tapers off, leading into a quiet weekend for the crypto markets. So what we have right now is, for those of you who I'm sure you should all remember at this point, a lot of people are trying to figure out where Bitcoin's price is going to go. There are two very different sides of the coin at the moment. A lot of people are saying, I'll give it 2.5 sides of a coin. Doesn't make sense, but you get what I'm saying. One of the main ideas is that Bitcoin may continue to trend sideways for quite a bit of time. Of course, no one knows if this is going to be true. I simply feel like this is because Bitcoin has trended sideways price-wise for the last couple of months. I think everyone's like, oh yeah, it'll simply continue. I knew that this would always happen. However, a lot of people are thinking it could go another way. For those of you who have not really been paying attention, I'm here to help you pay attention. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says the IMF, that is the International Monetary Fund, warns of a second stock market correction after a grim economic forecast. They've said that the global economy is in a recession that is way worse than the global financial crisis. We've heard this echoed over and over and over and over again, even as stock markets have been rising up. If you look at what a lot of major analysts have been saying since around February, that things were going to go down, is that what we're entering into, where we currently are, is far worse than what we saw in 2008 and 2009. This has devastated the entirety of the planet in more ways than one. And what we have is that the stock market has continuously gone up during this time as well. So all the major players, all the major banks, the people who make the economic policies and the money and the yada yada have all said that we are in for some type of a reckoning. They expect the stock markets and world markets to completely plummet because they're being held up based off of nothing. Any idea that we were past 19, that 19 was not coming back, or that 19 was so-and-so. Once again, if you haven't been looking at the news, it's the opposite of that. And as there are still 30 plus million people within the States who still do not have a job, many people were actually able to go back to their jobs over the last couple of weeks, but a lot of people have been part-timed and or like slight timed. They get some hours in, but not enough. And those numbers continuously still tick up. Especially, I mean, I'm not going to tell you everything that's in the news right now, but just be aware, things are not looking good. For those of you also not looking at the screen right now, this one said, why Facebook stock just dropped 6.5%. It's actually a number of reasons, but one of the main answers is that apparently Verizon, it says last night, said that it's pausing purchasing of online ads from Facebook and its wholly owned Instagram subsidiary. I will inform you right now, Verizon not purchasing and or pausing the purchase of ads for Facebook is not the cause for a 6.5% drop in its stock price. The same exact thing is happening with many other tech stocks. They're starting to feel the pressure. They're starting to feel the wane. Apple just announced that they're reclosing a whole bunch of stores because, logic. Microsoft also just announced that they're closing all of their physical store locations because did any of you know that there was even a Microsoft store? I'm pretty sure not many people. I think I walked by one once, like 2 years ago, and it was always empty. The point is, the stock markets have been held up by the FANG stocks. That is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, another A, and a Google. We have not even experienced what's going to happen yet. That I think is the most interesting part of all of this. Yeah, the major question then is, what happens to our market? Of course, this is probably the question that's all in your minds. No one knows. Now I'm going to tell you, when I look around for news, when I look around for price news, when I look around for anything pertaining to the cryptocurrency market, I'm seeing a very clear trend in the same, is around 3 people who think that Bitcoin's price is going to drop. When you dig a bit deeper, I'm not going to name any names. One of them is actually a Bcash supporter, so no surprise there that they would think that BTC is going to drop. And the other two, and one of them in particular, is a very popular crypto analyst who recently said that he thinks that Bitcoin has to slam back down to 3,000 to even try to think about passing by 10,000 again. The issue is that these people have very prominent faces within the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people look to them and also get very scared when they say things. On the other side, you have people like, it's not Tour de Meester. Maybe it's Tour de Meester. It's him, and I can't remember this guy's name. It's like Palpataya. I will never, I apologize. I will never know this man's last name. Who are announcing that logically, this is, my feeling as well, that there's no real correlation to stocks and the cryptocurrency market. The fear index may be relatively similar. However, just as crypto goes, there's no real correlation. So they are finally, or more so now, coming forward telling everyone, just pay attention to where this could all go. It's I mean, this year should be called uncertainty. In history books, there's going to be a huge question mark in every single book because it's one of the weirdest times in the entire world. Once again, I know this is what's the 3rd time I'm saying this. Really watch the movie The Big Short. It's exactly what's happening right now. All the analysts are saying things aren't right. Things are going to go down. Do you remember how I'm not sure of your age, but do you remember you or your parents or your grandparents talking about what happened in 2007, 8, and 9 and how insanely detrimental it was for the entirety of the planet? If even the IMF is coming forward and saying, and all the major banks are saying that what we're going to go through is way worse, just imagine how fake and falsified the actual stock market prices are right now. Anyway, that's all the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, stock market, IMF, Facebook price news. Will things ever show their correct price? Who knows? Because we're at the point where kind of just want to reset this entire year and kind of try and start over. But yeah, that's that news. And tying, I guess, very loosely into it, let's move on. Next up, in incredibly popular news, could Bitcoin's price break above 10,500 US dollars, a technical resistance it has repeatedly failed to breach since September 2019? Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone thinks so. The senior commodity strategist said on Friday that he sees Bitcoin hitting 13,000 US dollars in the coming sessions. He gave two reasons to justify its bullish call for the cryptocurrency. The first mentioned the asset's declining volatility, while the other highlighted one technical pattern that promised an upside breakout. He said Bitcoin is a caged bull set for a breakout, eyeing $13,000 resistance. McGlone headlined as he added that a plummeting Bitcoin volatility reflected its maturation towards a digital version of gold. There's a little colorful chart right there. As for the technical pattern, the analyst noted that Bitcoin is trending into a symmetrical wedge that appears like a triangle. At the same time, the cryptocurrency's 30-day volatility breached below its 200-day simple moving average. The chart shows two similar fractals from the past, wherein the Bitcoin price rose exponentially after the 30-day volatility tested the 200-day DMA. Meanwhile, the symmetrical wedge, which followed a 150% price rally, further hinted at an uptrend continuation. The point to be made is a Bloomberg analyst has stated, and according to his research, the bull's face, that Bitcoin is on its way up. This news was everywhere. Not some of the places, all over the place. I think it's the significance of the call for a bull market, saying that Bitcoin is caged, and also that it came from Bloomberg, and maybe even the 3Bs, Bloomberg Bitcoin breakout. Yes, rather popular. However, we have seen before that we have had many a news story like this calling for Bitcoin's breakouts. And to be fair, that's thrice now, we have seen 8 attempts at Bitcoin trying to, or passing by 10,000, and then you know what took place shortly after. I mean, question mark. Where is this all going to go? Nobody knows. I do not think that Bitcoin is going to plummet to 1,000. I would have no money in my bank account if that happened. I do not think that Bitcoin is going down to 7,000. But then again, who knows? Bitcoin dropped to 3,000. What was it? 3,500 in earlier this year as well. We'll see. I feel like, this is just me, that we're on the cusp of something great. And heaven help us if Coinbase and BitMEX can't handle it. Let's move on. Next up, DeFi yield farming is pushing consolidability to its limits. Synthetics, Curve, and Ren have teamed up to launch a Bitcoin liquidity incentive using Curve's low slippage pools. The program combines 3 Ethereum-based flavors of Bitcoin. They're Ren Bitcoin, Wrapped Bitcoin, and SPA Bitcoin, to provide seamless swaps between the rising wrappers. Wow. Backed by 10K SNX and 25K Ren worth of weekly incentives, those who provide liquidity can stake their LP tokens via Minter. These words and these names. Why is everything so weird in the cryptocurrency? Why don't we have normal names? I really blame the people who misspelled hold and made hodl, and like it's like backed as well, like BAKKT. That doesn't make any sense. What was the other thing that we had? There was some other app that came out, like the letters were all backwards. It was like Toys R Us. It just didn't make any sense. Like Snix, Ren, Minter. Okay, but the fun doesn't stop there. Synthetics and Ren have teamed up to issue the Synex and Ren rewards in the form of a balancer pool token, meaning LPs are also earning BAL for liquidity mining. And if that wasn't enough, contributors who also earn Curve, soon to be announced governance token Curve, which will take into account pre-existing positions. Okay, the point is, this is, I mean, it's like 90% this story and 10% of another one. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to throw Bitcoin into the DeFi game, because everybody wants to make sure to say, oh, Bitcoin can do it too. Bitcoin's slow, but Bitcoin has side chains, so Bitcoin can do it as well. This DeFi frenzy is already a bit out of control, even more so than it was during the ICO craze. I think the difference is the ICO craze was you had to raise tens, hundreds of millions, if not a billion plus, to be able to really have it in the game. But now for this one, you have to make a platform, lock up some ether, and pretty much issue tokens and have them give people a like an annual return. We'll see how this all goes. I mean, what a year. The point being is that it says Bitcoin joins Bitcoin joins in DeFi yield farming frenzy. A lot of people, I was reading an article talking about why you may see that a lot of these DeFi coins are like slamming up in price and then slamming back down and then doing this in sideways action. They go up really high and then other ones slam, they move back down rapidly. A lot of them are trying to out yield each other. If my platform offers you a 6.4% annual yield, well, mine offers 6.8%. Everyone should be using mine. Well, that one over there just launched, and they're offering 7.45%, and then you have a 10% one, and these numbers won't last forever. I spoke about that at the beginning of this year when we started having some DeFi news, and people were like, well, you should just be using this platform. They give 12%. I'm like, 12% is not sustainable. Can you imagine a 12% inflation rate for the US dollar? Nonetheless, that a lot of these things sometimes within the cryptocurrency space aren't even actually backed by anything. They're simply just launched, and then you're told to actually use them. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin DeFi news. And let's move on. Next up, Australians can now pay for Bitcoin can now buy Bitcoin? Okay, at national post offices thanks to a new collaboration. Announced on the 24th of June, customers of local cryptocurrency exchange bitcoin.com.au will be able to pay for Bitcoin at more than 3,500 Australian post offices. The firm's CEO, Holger Arians, explained that he believes the new payment option will make some people more comfortable with buying crypto. He said for many people, paying for Bitcoin at an Australian post office feels safer than transferring funds online. Okay, particularly for those first-time buyers. We're proud of this partnership and would like to thank Australia Post for its continued openness to new technologies. Bitcoin.com.au customers were already able to pay for Bitcoin at 1,500 retail outlets in the Blue Shift payment network, founded by Synthetics' Kane Warwick. Blue Shift also services numerous other exchanges. An increasing number of physical locations are now offering the opportunity for customers to acquire cryptocurrencies. I was trying to say Bitcoin ATMs, and I was like, BKM, Bitcoin automated teller machines, recently crossed a milestone of 8,000 units installed worldwide. If you're in Australia and you've been hankering to buy some Bitcoin, but the internet's too scary for you, well, now you can go to a post office and you can buy some cryptocurrencies. That can also be a pretty nice way. Like if you're trying to I'm not going to knock it. Like if you want to buy your parents or your grandparents some crypto and you'd be like, hey, I went to the post office and got you some crypto. That's not how you're going to say it. But anyway, cool, wonderful. We keep getting news like this that people can just go into, 7-Elevens and post offices and tobacco shops. And there was one that was like a supermarket that also had it. And awesome. Yeah, I mean, more the merrier. The more people can buy easier, go for it. It doesn't say the actual price denomination, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be like an entire Bitcoin at once. It might be like 1 million to 10 million Satoshis. Still kind of cool. Anyway, that's the Australian Bitcoin kangaroo holding a gigantic... That thing would weigh him down. All right, let's move on. And to finish things off, What's happening down there? Holy goodness. The number of daily transactions on the Ethereum network is approaching all-time high levels amid the rise of stablecoins and DeFi tokens, and with some miners reportedly spamming the network. Daily usage on Ethereum spiked recently to 1.1 million transactions, a total not seen since early 2018. The spike comes alongside some unusual behavior by miners. According to Trust Nodes, the Ether mining pool performed more than 13,000 transactions within a day that were roughly around 0.05 Ether, roughly around $11 or less. Miners like Spark Pool and Nano Pool were also guilty of flooding the network with small transactions, albeit in smaller bursts. And there's all the transactions right there. Together, these mining pools have been issuing tens of thousands of small transactions per day, adding up to millions of additional transactions. The last time a serious attempt was made to spam Ethereum was in September 2016, when DDoS attacks targeted the network with excessive transactions, ultimately forcing it to execute a hard fork designed to increase the gas cost. For those of you, little history lesson, for those of you who don't know the history of denial of service or DDoS attacks or spam attacks within the cryptocurrency space, 2016 and 17 were ridiculous. Every single time a coin tried to go up in price, their network was spammed, and I mean heavily spammed. The issue was, it was a two-pronged? No, it was like imagine like a three-sided sword, but one of the sides doesn't have a sword. It just has like a rubber stick or something like that. Like, it just doesn't really hurt anyone. Ethereum was spammed to heaven and back. Bitcoin had a huge problem where every single time that Bitcoin tried to go up in price, people from the Bcash team and many other blockchains who claimed that Bitcoin was terrible and therefore needed to go away, started spamming Bitcoin's network with tons of tiny transactions. And we all know that Bitcoin is not built for that. So a lot of the tiny transactions were literally like 5 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent. And the fee that they actually had on them as well, because you're supposed to have, at least 17 cents, 25 cents, $1 for a Bitcoin transaction when the network is kind of spammed. They were putting a 1 cent fee for these things. So 1 cent transaction with a 1 cent fee. Multiple times. I mean, it's also happened to other crappier blockchains, which I will not name. The issue is that one of the main interesting parts of 2017 that many people don't discuss or really talk about was that a lot of people, you may not know it, a lot of people don't like XRP. So they decided to also spam the XRP network with tons of tiny transactions. But for those of you who don't know, XRP's blockchain can handle it. So that didn't really help out their cause at all. So yeah, the one way that people have tried to, it's a very nerdy way of fighting. It's like not using your fists, but like, I'm going to spam your blockchain and that's going to cause you to go slower. And therefore people will think that my blockchain is better. That was pretty much the past in the cryptocurrency space. Crypto holders on Reddit were quick to speculate on the development. User Ninja, I can't pronounce that. Ninja NJOIYT. I'm sure you also can't pronounce that either, and don't say you can. Said the mining pools might be purposely clogging the network to increase fees paid to themselves. Cointelegraph has reported that stablecoins like Tether use the most gas on the network, with activity from DeFi dApps such as Uniswap and Kyber Network coming in next. I think if we get to a point where Bitcoin sloshes over $11,500 and is like really like going up high, and Ethereum's aiming for a higher price, Ethereum's going to be clogged. I mean, Ethereum's clogged when the market's not moving. Imagine if Ethereum's like aiming for like $1,000. I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm so confused with life right now. Anyway. Ethereum transactions all-time high. It appears miners are spamming the network, allegedly trying to make more money for themselves. Bitcoin transaction fees have gone down. It's funny we don't hear about not in the news anymore. I think they're like 20 something cents. I don't know. The point is, Ethereum. What is that? That looks crazy. What are they doing down there? Like celebrating the destruction of a block. Anyway, weird cryptocurrency space news. But I mean, every day's weird. You've been here before. These days don't get any unweirder. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Bolero Bastos, Crayola Michelle, URL, On Crypto with Lionel, Tigger Machonisa, Bake Me a Cake, Arfmedic17, Anytime Fitness, Monks Corner Staff, Buddy McBoatface, Yes to Crypto, Milo Hitch Test Every Day, and Cal Skips Leg Day, Minting Coins, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Anthony Charles, Nick Manjalavori Paxis, Vlad the Impaler, Richie Rich 3, Nick Kanaya, Setsuna Damien, Nicholas Renault, One Piece, One Love, Crypto Artist 3D. Wait, Crypto Artist Cold. I was like, what does it sound right? Coldy 3D, Adobo, Bankroll Network, Crypto Joe, 242 to the world, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, Master Ventures in Thailand, Mohamed Maroni, Adam Graysick, Todd Mullis, A Bibliophobia, The Animal Reader, John Sarson, Nostromo Chongololo, Songololo, Martin Stoyer, Joshua Vineyard, The Pothead, Moonman High, XRP, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, and Oscar Maldonado. Oh, and wait, yeah, had to scroll up a bit more. And Professor Wally from Gunbite University. I forgot my phone scrolls. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone, just everyone in general. Thank you, all of you, across the board. Thank you during this difficult time. That's probably the most accurate word. Accuratist? No, accuratist is not a word. The most accurate word in the entire world. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at 9180. It's like up, down. It's like it's up by 0.44%. It's trending sideways. It's higher than this, and higher than this, lower than this. We'll see what ends up happening. Litecoin's up by 2.7%. Sure, why not? EOS is also up. Everything's like Compound is the only coin that's like up by almost 6.5%. Sure. Oh, 0x is also up by 6% because, you know, everyone's buying 0x and Grayscale's buying tons of 0x and tons of Celsius coins. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.